what I've seen so far. There is a discussion about a guy named Demetrius Haley. Demetrius Haley is one of the officers that was involved in the killing of Tyre Nichols. Demetrius Haley, according to several people on the internet that have been talking about this, Demetrius Haley has a wife or ex-wife or ex or something. Maybe they're separated, they're divorced, or whatever the case may be, that works at FedEx. Well, guess who else happens to be affiliated with FedEx? Can anybody guess who might also be affiliated with FedEx, where one of the officers' wives apparently works? Again, none of this is completely confirmed. This is all stuff. This is not solid, thorough, deep dive journalism. So do not mistake it for that, right? I encourage you to go do your own research with it. But I have to lay it out there because this fit entirely with my theory. I told y'all this wasn't no random traffic stop. This wasn't just no like, oh, we're gonna find us some niggers and go kill us some niggers tonight. This was personal. This was absolutely personal. I believe it was personal. And even if it's not confirmed, I still believe it was personal because, again, I bet if you go into the background of Demetrius Haley and the other cops involved in this killing, including the white guy that for some reason they haven't charged him too. I don't know why they haven't brought him out. They need to bring him and deal with him too. Here's the thing. It doesn't make it okay, though, right? It doesn't make it okay. So let's be clear. We're not exonerating the police. We're not here saying, oh, yeah, see, that's why they killed him. Maybe you got to kill him because you sleep with a man's wife, man. That's what's going to happen. No, I'm not saying that. You can think about it how you want to, right? People take that sort of thing seriously. The penitentiaries are full of men who killed other men because they were sleeping with their wives. Will Smith ran up and slapped Chris Rock because he disrespected his woman, right? Imagine if Chris Rock had slept with his woman, right? Then it would have got real gangster at that point, right? We encourage that kind of behavior in our community. We encourage our black men, show your manhood by going and showing up and beating the hell out of somebody to mess with your woman, right? And I don't agree with that all the time. I kind of think that the woman holds some responsibility. I think that if it was the case that woman was involved and connected in some problematic way with Tyre Nichols, I look at the woman. Women make their own choices these days. You can't beat a woman over the head with a club and make her sleep with you or whatever it is. I'm not even saying that Tyre was sleeping with her, so let's be clear about that. But there appears to have been a connection, at least based on a lot of stuff that I'm seeing online. Now, here's the thing. Here's another thing that made this very credible for me. Again, this is personal experience, right? This is not deep dive journalism. I'm not NBC. There's more research out there. I'm gonna keep looking. If I'm wrong, then I'll just be wrong. I'll admit that I'm wrong. But when I saw this, it really kind of struck a chord with me because let me tell you this. In many cases, there are a few men more jealous in a relationship than police officers. Has anybody ever seen? I'm not stereotyping all cops. I'm not stereotyping all cops, but I can think of a time. Let me tell you a story. When I was many years before I met my wife, I met a very nice lady 15, 20 years ago who I gained an interest in. She said, yeah, I'm in the middle of a divorce. I said, okay, that makes this okay. That makes it all right for us to kind of get to know each other. And she said, but my husband is a cop and he is watching my house. He is threatening to kill me. And I don't think you want to come around here because my husband, might not take it so well. And I remember, when you're talking about police officers, you're talking about a special kind of human being. Special in a good way, special in a bad way. So in some cases, and the good way is that cops are brave and willing to go. Most cops, good cops, are brave and willing to go into dangerous situations and put their lives on the line for perfect strangers. Every single day, my father got up and went to work. My mother would worry that he wasn't coming home that night. It takes a special person to do that kind of work because basically you're a soldier. Shout out to every soldier in here. It takes courage to do that. The downside of that, though, which is why they do the mental health checks for police officers coming into the force, is that there are some men and women who want to be cops so they can have power and authority over others. And that is where your big problem is in this situation. The big problem here is that you have individuals on the police force who believe they are above the law. They believe they can go out and plant drugs on somebody and not have it be a problem. They believe they can falsely accuse somebody and not have it be a problem. They believe they can steal money from dope dealers and have it not be a problem. Some of them, there have been many cases where cops were even hired as hitmen. Biggie and Pac, their murders were connected to former police officers. So this, to me, is what it crossed into in my view. My spidey senses tell me that the Tyre Nichols incident spun into this space where you have people that are police officers that put on the uniform in the day, but are really gangsters that are just verified by the state. They're just the same way the thug down the street might pull out a strap and kill somebody. Well, what better way to be a contract killer or a hitman or a gangster than to get your police uniform? Then you can kill black people and no one will ever question you. You'll get a badge of honor. The police department will say, good job, son. You're one of the best officers on the force, right? Because actually they show that and this is why this prosecution of these officers is so important. Studies show that the victim of the perpetrator, the race of the perpetrator is not the driving factor in whether or not a person gets prosecuted at a high level when they commit a murder. It's not the race of the perpetrator. You know what it is? It's the race of the victim. It's the race of the victim. So in this country for many, many years, if you kill a black man, give me a yes in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. If you kill a black man, you're far less likely to go to jail than if you kill a white man. If you kill a poor man or poor woman. You're far less likely to go to jail than if you kill a rich man or rich woman. When I was in Nigeria, I remember hearing these guys. I guess they thought because we all a bunch of rich people sitting around, they could say it in front of me, and it bothered me, it disgusted me. They said it. They said, "Oh yeah, here in Nigeria, if you run someone over and kill them, you just pay you pay some money, pay a few $100s, and then it'll go away." They literally said that, and I was like, "Oh, well, I don't want to kill nobody." And that, thanks for letting me know, but yeah, I hope that we don't have to apply that rule. And then also, I think about when my best friend Greg Wilkins got killed in Louisville, Kentucky, my home city, where Breonna Taylor was killed. And I remember that his death, because he was a black male, did not mean anything. They don't care when black men get killed. So the Tyre Nichols prosecution is important for that reason, for the fact that if you want to point to an incident where the world is showing that maybe Black Lives Matter a little bit, then this is showing it. It's saying, hey, look, we know maybe this was personal. Maybe this was something where y'all just decided y'all want to get together and get into thug life. Again, no, it's no different to me in my mind than just a bunch of street dudes who all got together and decided to beat up another dude. The guy dies. I don't think anybody planned for that, but there is a price to pay for that. There's a price to pay. And then also there's really a point to be made about choices and decision making. And this is important. We talked about this a lot during the Will Smith incident. Well, all my friends that were, and I get it. I hear everybody that was saying we got to protect black women and what Will did was right and that's the way to do it. And I had a problem with that. I felt uncomfortable with that, with people cheering on Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock, because I said, yeah, I get it. We got to protect black women. Yeah, I get it. You feel some kind of way if somebody is doing something untoward with your woman, but people get killed over that stuff. You go and you decide you want to slap anybody who looks at your girl, talks to your girl funny, gets involved with your girl. Well, the prison is full of men who decided to go out like gangsters because of something that happened over a woman. And if you do that, if you make that choice, I just want to say, I hope that it's worth it. I hope that it's a woman who really, really needed your help. I hope that it's a woman who's really, really appreciative of what you did, not some ex who's pretty much dumped you no matter what. I hope that you're willing. I hope you truly understand when you take those penitentiary chances that you might end up looking like these guys that are being prosecuted for killing Tyre Nichols. I just really, so it really bothers me, especially if that woman has moved on, if that woman is living her best life and she decides she want to go jump in the bed with some other guy. Man, if you can't handle that, then go get a therapist. Get a therapist that will talk you out of going and doing whatever it is that you want to do, because we've all felt it. Jealousy is a horrible, horrible energy. And also on top of that, maybe you may want to make sure you don't hang out with a woman that's going to really test your jealousy in that way. Like, that's not cool.